In this tutorial, I'm going to be demonstrating how to properly do an oil change. Knowing how to do an oil change is a solid skill to acquire, and it even saves you gas not going to a shop to get it done. According to an article from Dan Edmonds' How to Change Your Oil in 2015, he states to let your car sit for a while after it's been running so that the oil isn't scorching hot. You can also do your oil change while your engine is still warm, just be sure to wear gloves to protect your skin from the hot oil. To start off, we're going to open up our hood with a little latch that's right by our gas pedal. It's just going to be right here. We're going to pull this lever. I'm going to walk out of the car and I'm going to go to the front of the hood to open it up. I had to voice over this video just because of the fact that it was really windy outside and the audio wasn't really picking up that well. So it looks like we're going to open up our hood here and prop it up. Now once we do this, we are going to look for bad oil. So one step to check your oil and to see if it's bad and it needs a change is to check the color of it. If you don't know when the last time your oil has been changed, you can simply just pull out your engine dipstick, which is going to be located on the side of your engine, and once you see this brown color on your dipstick, that's actually going to be a good indication. But when we do an oil change, you're actually going to be looking for a dirty black color, which is going to indicate that your oil needs to be changed. So we're going to also, to make sure you have a paper towel or cloth of any sort just to kind of wipe that oil off just so you can get a clean reading next time. So now that we've cleaned our engine oil dipstick, we're going to go underneath our car and we're going to go to our oil pan. Now, when working on a lower car, a similar article called How to Change Your Oil, this time from Pennzoil.com with an unknown date, says to use jack stands as well as wheel chocks for safety hazards. So what I'm pointing out right here is the oil drain plug. This is going to be on your oil pan, which houses all of the oil in your engine and is ultimately just basically going to drain your oil when doing an oil change. So when you unscrew this, make sure before you do so to get a container that holds anywhere between 2 to 5 gallons, just a big old container that can house a lot of oil, just so that the oil doesn't make a mess everywhere on the ground and spills. So as I'm pointing right here, this drain plug is going to be kind of pointed towards the end, and I'm just kind of demonstrating right here to unscrew it, and it's going to most likely clear your frame just so it doesn't make an awkward stream and go all over the place. If that oil plug is hard to come off, an article called How to Change Your Oil in 4 Simple Steps from FamilyHandyman.com in 2021 recommends to use a rubber mallet on the tool you use to aid in removing the oil drain plug. So for instance, if you have a 6-point socket and you're trying to take off the oil plug and it just won't budge, using a rubber mallet will really aid you in assistance. So now that we've drained our oil, we're going to let that drain for about 5 minutes until that last drip is finally gone. Now we're going to move up to our actual engine bay. So once you move up to your engine bay, we're going to grab our oil, and you can either do 2 things. So first of all, we're going to locate our engine cap, which is 10 times out of 10 going to be on the top of your engine, and it's going to be in fine print that says engine oil. So we're going to locate this, we're going to unscrew it, and we can we have 2 options here. We can either A, dump all of our oil in at one time, or you can do what I'm about to do, and we can just add small increments. When we add small increments, this is just going to let that small amount of oil sort of drain down to the oil pan and lubricate all the insides of the engine. There's really no benefit to do so. It's really just based on preference. You can do each one. It doesn't really matter. However, doing increments will take longer. Now, what I'm going to do, now that we've put all of our oil in, or once you put all of your oil into your engine, we're going to go inside of our car. And again, this is also completely optional. You can either start up your car as soon as you put all of your oil in, and you can take it for a drive around the block before letting it run at idle for about 5 minutes. Or you can start it up immediately after you change your oil, and you can do what I'm about to do right here. So once you start your car, I'm going to take the camera in a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys another method to sort of just make sure your insides of the engine is really lubricated, and it's really just another alternative in making sure your engine is nice and lubricated with all that oil. So once we start up our car, we can actually rev the engine to around 2,000 RPMs, and what this is going to do is this is just gonna ultimately substitute you driving around. So that's basically it. Now that you guys know the basics on how to change your oil, hopefully this tutorial can lead you in the right direction on getting started, and maybe you can use this tutorial on substitute going to the shop. Thank you.